Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. Development hasn't slowed down in the high desert, and a hotel project planned for a 4.5-acre lot in Flamingo Heights met again with neighbors this last Saturday. Online news editor Robert Hayden was there and joins us with this report.
Flamingo Blossom was pitched at the last meeting as a retreat center and a community artist space, something that didn't sit very well with the standing room only crowd back in May. It was a different scene this last Saturday. Only a handful of neighbors were at the October 5th meeting at the Flamingo Heights Community Center. The developers led with changes to the design that was shown back in May. What was once 12 cabins and an event space situated around a pool with changing rooms has now expanded into 19 cabins, spreading further out on the acreage of the lot. It also removes the pool and moves the event space to the southeast corner. They've rearranged some buildings while adding a kitchen for grab-and-go style food and a community market, changes that partner Mike O'Connor says came from community feedback. O'Connor is the third partner in the Flamingo Blossom group that led Saturday's meeting. After presenting the project updates, O'Connor took questions from the small audience, which mostly consisted of direct neighbors to the project. In stark contrast to May's energetic audience, the question and answer period was framed around Flamingo Blossom being an inevitability, rather than a planned project that the community aimed to stop. The small handful of neighbors that showed up in person and online had a more resigned tone to their questions, like Deborah Melford, who has lived in the Flamingo Heights area for 13 years.
I moved out here to get peace and quiet, but in addition to your project, this might be intolerable for us as local neighbors to live in. There's nothing we can do about it, so good luck to you guys.
No, and listen, I totally appreciate that point of view, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I would anticipate not everybody's lining up to shake our hand and be completely welcoming. And so that's okay. What I would hope that you would see is that we're trying to be very respectful of our neighbors and that we do value your input.
Other questions from the rest of the Q&A period addressed concerns about occupancy for the event space. O'Connor estimated the maximum being around 50 people for a weekend event. Despite the opposition to the project, the conversations had a less confrontational edge than back in May. Jason Hansen is the acting director of the Flamingo Heights Community Association and spoke to that dialogue he was seeing at the calmer community meeting.
We are going to have progress at some point coming in, and it is just nice to see developers that do want to hear your feedback and that are trying to be good community members.
And while the dialogue was seemingly appreciated, neighbors like Deborah sounded skeptical and a bit defeated.
You know, you have people here that are just locally affected by it, and we can't stop it, you know? Yeah, and so we just have to figure out how we're going to address it, and as a community, how we're going to deal with it, and that's all we can do.
You can listen to or read a longer version of this story at our website with more comments from the audience and responses from the developers, as well as pics from the updated plans. That's all at Z107.7 FM.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
Tonight's regularly scheduled meeting of the 29 Palms City Council has been canceled. The city did not provide a reason for the cancellation in their announcement. The 29 Palms City Council will meet next in regular session on Tuesday, October 22nd. Ahead of Phase 2 of the sewer connection project, the Yucca Valley Planning Commission is discussing policy regarding native plants. Here is reporter Adeline J. Wells with that and more from the agenda for tonight's meeting.
The Yucca Valley Planning Commission will resume discussing the Western Joshua Tree and native plant permit policy. At their meeting on June 11th, the Commission adopted changes to allow building requests without a desert native plant specialist report should applicants document there are no Western Joshua trees within 75 feet of the disturbance. At their September 24th meeting, the Commission considered lowering that threshold even further, potentially allowing ground disturbances up to 10 feet from Western Joshua trees and self-certification by property owners and contractors. This discussion is taking place ahead of Phase 2 of the town sewer connection project, which is scheduled to begin in February 2025. The Planning Commission will also receive the Land Development Update. Tonight's meeting is open to the public and begins at 6 p.m. at the Yucca Valley Community Center. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
The Morongo Unified School District Board of Trustees will hold their regular 6 p.m. meeting tonight at Joshua Tree Elementary. Reporter Gabriel Hart has highlights of the meeting's agenda for us.
For the meeting's agenda, reports from 29 Palms and Yucca Valley High student representatives, followed by reports from representatives of the Board of Education. There will be a policy update to clarify use of, quote, employee organization, recognized employee organization, exclusive representative, and bargaining unit. Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources Stacy Smalling will give recommendations for certified and classified personnel salary schedules, and the board is recommended to vote yes on approving Yucca Mesa's elementary 6th grade science camp field trip to Running Springs. There will be reports on Board of Trustees payment, board purchases, and a payroll summary, as well as fundraising event reports for Landers, Onaga, and 29 Palms Elementary. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Gabriel Hart.
When directors at the Bighorn Desert View Water Agency meet at 6 p.m. today, they'll be looking to increase the basic facilities charge, aka the water capital fee for water users in Landers and Flamingo Heights. Reporter Mike Lipsitz is here to tell us what else is on tonight's agenda.
In other business, the board is expected to receive the financial audit for fiscal year 2023-2024, approve the purchase of 2 new Chevy 1500 pickup trucks for operations staff, and pass several resolutions all aimed at the eventual intertie between the Goat Mountain Improvement District and the rest of the agency's infrastructure. The public is invited to attend in person at the agency's board meeting office under the old water tower on Cherokee Trail in Landers. Remote participation is also an option. See this story at Z107.7fm.com for links to the full agenda and with information on all options for viewing or participating in tonight's meeting. Reporting for Z107.7 News, this is Mike Lipsitz.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and one local organization is hosting a fundraiser event to advocate for the widespread issue. Reporter Adeline J. Wells rejoins us with more information on this event.
Morongo Basin Unity Home is hosting a fundraiser in support of their services for victims of domestic violence. Held on Saturday, October 12th, the Wild West Showdown event will feature a live band, a barbecue dinner by Famous Dave's, a silent auction, and Unity Home's dessert auction. A candlelight vigil will also be held to honor victims who have lost their lives. Morongo Basin Unity Home is a local organization dedicated to providing a safe haven for victims of domestic violence. They offer a 30-day emergency shelter, have resources to assist individuals through counseling and legal advocacy, and offer courses on topics such as parenting and empowerment. The fundraiser on October 12th will begin at 6 p.m. at the Yucca Valley Community Center. Tickets are $45 each, $80 per couple, or $400 for a table of 10. They can be purchased online or at the Unity Home offices, 7237 Joshua Lane in Yucca Valley. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
And finally, the 29 Palms High School Lady Cats volleyball teams traveled to Coachella High School last night and came up short for the wins. The junior varsity team lost 16-25 and 14-25. Mariah Corriente had 3 kills and 2 ace serves. In varsity action, the Cats lost in 3, 16-25, 8-25, and 15-25. Senior Jenica Silvas led the team with 3 kills, 5 assists, 10 ace serves, and 15 digs. Senior Twee Young had 1 kill and 2 digs. The Cats had 28 touches for the night. Coach Melissa McGivern wants to fill the stands for tomorrow's home matchup against Indio. The theme for the game is Pink Out, Fight Cancer. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z1077 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmetz.